In the last video, I had mentioned the MG Farina Magnette. Now, this is a 1961 MG Farina Magnette. It was designed by Pininfarina. It's actually a rebadged version of something like a Morris Oxford, Riley 468, Austin 855 Cambridge, and the Wolseley 1560. The MG version did have dual HD 4 carburetors. It has a 1500 engine and all the MG badges and the MG interior. This one's been sitting around for quite some time. I can't remember when the gentleman said that it ran last, but obviously it's been quite some time. Um, as you can see, the body's in really great shape. This isn't the typical MG that you'd think of. Usually you think of MGBs, MGAs, TDs, TFs, so on and so forth, midgets. You can see the interior is kind of just crappy. These windows are filthy. I mean, just absolutely dirty. But I'm going to go through this thing like I have with the others, clean it all up, and get a good baseline of figuring out where I'm at with it. But it's a cool car. So like the other cars, I'm going to take a pressure washer and give it a quick rinse, get everything that's living in here out of here so that I'm not caught up with any kind of black widows or anything trying to attack my hands while I'm working on the carburetors or changing out the distributor or whatever I'm going to do. But just getting a lot of this stuff that's been sitting out of there, which in the other videos you see all these cars have been sitting around, have had just lots and lots of stuff just sitting in there forever. So whether it be mice living in there, spiders, possums, whatever, just all kind of stuff. It's good to just get it all out. All right, now that that's done, I'm not so worried about sticking my hands down in here. I have been almost attacked by a few black widows in the past, so you have to forgive me if I clean every one of these bays. So real quick, I went ahead to try to clean the front window. It took forever, but you can see the difference between the back window and the front window. I don't know what this stuff was, but it was just, did not want to come off. So heading around to the back of the car here, you can see the vacuum sitting there with all my cleaning supplies. All I'm essentially trying to do is I'm going to go into the interior here, show you how bad it is, and let you see this is the stuff I need to clean up. So like I've already mentioned these windows and just how gross this stuff is right here, but I'm going to try to get the carpet out, eventually pull the seats out, wipe down all this interior, and see how bad it really is. I mean, the headliner is starting to come down, the rear seats are falling apart. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to use any of this, to be honest with you. I'm probably just going to strip it completely out, strip out the carpet, see how the floor is, and go from there. The wood may be salvageable, might be able to clean that up some. The gauges and everything appear to be in great shape. The front window I'm hoping will come clean, but we'll see how it works. So through the power of video, there it is. It wasn't that fast to clean all that up. It took a while to get the carpet out and wipe some things down and get started here. I still haven't tackled the window, but I've taken the carpet out of the back here as well, and I've kind of cleared up the seats some. Now, I hadn't decided at this point whether I was going to take the seats out or not, but like I said, I still wanted to tackle these windows. I'm not going to mess with the door cards right now, but as you can see, the carpet is it's gross. But this is a great looking car. I mean, it really, really is, and they're very uncommon. They only made about 16,000 of these Mark III Magnettes. This was the biggest problem issue that we ran into. The floor on the driver's side definitely has to be replaced. Luckily, it's not a structural part that has to be replaced, it's just the floor pan itself. So we have another magnet, but we also may just punch out another piece. And this right here, the gauge cluster, is one of the coolest parts about the car, in my opinion. The horn works. I know that's one of those funny things, but the horn does work. The headliner, like I said, it's got to come down. None of this interior, to me, is going to be that salvageable. So for a couple things at this point, one, I'm losing daylight, and two, I'm bouncing around. This is one of the hubcaps here, and there's the factory airbox. Sometimes if I'm tired of one thing, I'll bounce around to work on the engine for a bit, work on the interior for a bit, or whatever. So we'll go up here. You can see I'm checking the battery terminals. I put another battery on it to see if I can start to get the engine to possibly turn over. So, but I'm missing a wire for the coil. The plug wires were completely gone. And I haven't at this point tried to turn the engine over by hand, if I'm not mistaken. So, but here's the 15G, the 1500 engine code. So there are the carburetors with the factory inlet manifold. As I said, I took off the airbox, but there's some wiring here in this car that I don't recognize or shouldn't be here, and I'm probably going to do away with some of it. But it's starting to come together. The windshield and the front windows are clean now, so you can see it's starting to look a lot better. As you can see, these are the Champion plugs that normally come in these B series engines. I usually like to use E3s or NGKs, but Champions are what most common found. As you can see, I took them all out of the engine for now, so that I could possibly turn it over by hand. So I didn't get a chance to show me turning it over by hand, but I did do a compression test and turn it over by hand. So I cleaned up these plugs, and we're going to see where we're at in terms of putting an ignition system on it. All right, let's go ahead and put these plugs in the engine, and then I can find some plug wires, a distributor cap and rotor, and see where we're at. Hopefully the points are in decent shape. All right, yes, that is a Triumph Spitfire I'm working on. I'm heading down to the shop real quick just to grab a distributor cap and some other pieces that we have. So this is brand new. All right, I found a set of leads. I have put the distributor cap on the distributor and checked the points. The points seem to be working correctly and they're not messed up. So let's start putting stuff together. All right, moment of truth time. I'm gonna spray fuel down on the carbs and see what happens. The horn works. It runs. So now I get to tear apart the carburetors and work on it, but it runs. Oh, I think it's been sitting around for over 20 years. But I'm excited. That was awesome. So at this point I really was excited, but the issue was I just didn't want to stop working on it. So the tires were all flat and we had spare tires for it. So I went ahead, jacked the car up, and decided to go ahead and replace all 4 tires so that it would be easier to roll and move should we need to move it. This is about what each corner of the car looked like while taking this apart. It was either this or worse. And you can see up under the rear end here, it's, it's just been sitting around. So it's not that it's in bad shape, it's just been sitting forever. Oh, drum in the front. Not something I like seeing, so we'll probably put disc on the front. Right now I'm just putting wheels on it that I can roll stuff around with, so that way I can get it in and out of places. All of this will be cleaned up at some point. And like I said, that'll go to probably an MGB front disc. So. Okay, there it is. It runs. It's on 4 new tires. I'm curious to see if it'll drive. That would be pretty cool if it drove. I'm not gonna lie. It's starting to get cold out here, though. I may call it a night, but I cleaned this thing up, changed out a couple of parts, put new tires on it and everything stuff, and it runs. So pretty excited about that. Anyways, hope you enjoyed it. See you later.